If you're ever looking for a place to go on a road trip, you can drive up and down the coast of Oregon. It's one of the greatest drives that you can do. Sit back and let's get on the road, then we can stop at one of the many beaches and figure out the meaning of life. We're starting at the southern point of Oregon today. It's right above the redwoods and where we left off in California. Little bit of parallax there. That special effects always makes me a little car sick. Right off the bat, as soon as you get on the beach drive up the coast, you fall into some absolutely just astounding scenery. You just can't get the scale and the size of the atmosphere through the phone. I guess through lots of camera. I wish I could get a 360 panoramic view of this. That would be great. Or even if I got a better camera, it would probably be better with a little install right up here. It's very beautiful. Besides the cliffs and the beaches, there's a lot of small little fishing towns and even some touristy places throughout this trip. I'm sure you could find a good bed and breakfast and spend some nights around here if that's what you wanted to do. Lucky for me, I drive around inside of a B&B, so I can park anywhere and just sleep. It's pretty great. Wow, I was here as a kid. This is crazy. Wow, I was just thinking about that today. I remember it. We'd go down and look at the, it was like an observation deck there's little caves in this type of fjord type mountainside. And you can see sea lions there. Sea Lion Caves is a privately owned wildlife preserve and a bird sanctuary since 1932. It's centrally located just 11 miles north of Florence. Sea Lion Cave is America's largest sea cave and the year-round home to the stellar sea lion. But sea lions are not always in the caves. You know, they're wild animals as well, and it's not a zoo that protects these animals. They come and go as they please. It's like their natural habitat. It's in their nature. Winter months are usually pretty good. You can find hundreds of sea lions in the cave, and when spring arrives, you know, that's the breeding and birthing time, so the sea lions will move from the cave into the rocky areas and all the other cool places that you see them lounging to get some sun. Sea lions live to be about 20 years old, and you could find an average herd of about 200 around here, so there's always a good sight to see. They're carnivorous and eat mostly bottom fish. What I didn't know is they also eat small sharks, squid, and little tiny rockfish type things. Actually, that makes me kind of hungry now. I haven't had lunch, so I should go to Maine and get some lobster rolls sometimes. That sounds pretty good. I also really like most types of crab spread on crackers, and crab cakes. Those are good. If you ever make your way to Florida, which is my hometown, you can get really good grouper there too. That's a really good fish to eat. When I was first planning out this trip, thinking about the van and all things like that, there were lots of things that I wanted to do. Well, not that many, but there were a couple things. And driving up the Oregon and Washington coast was one of them, just because I have such fond memories of it. When I was a kid, maybe not, I don't know, a decade ago, something like that. I think it was over a decade ago now, maybe 11 or 12 years ago. Just driving up the coast with my brother and my dad, and it was pretty neat. It was very interesting. I hadn't seen sights like that before. I didn't know the United States had. I keep calling them fjords, but I'm not sure if they're exactly fjords or not. There's probably a technical thing that, you know, doesn't make them that, but the cliffs here are very beautiful. We did do a lot of vacations and stuff when we were kids, just traveling around, mostly the United States. Actually, I think as kids, it was all the United States. You don't appreciate it much as kids. In fact, I think the famous example is we went to go check out historic Virginia and Washington, D.C. The year before we started studying history in school. So it's like we had no idea who any of these people were. I think we all know who George Washington was, but we didn't realize how awesome Henry Clay was at the time. I would have been much more excited to go to his manor. Actually, Henry Clay is up north. I don't think he's actually in Virginia, because he was on the way to Ohio. I can't remember. I'll look this up in post. It's silly, I just start to play my podcast again, listening to Jordan Peterson, and then some cool bridge comes along, or mountainside, river. I wonder how the sound of this is going to turn out. Maybe I should go walk on the beach too. If I see an exit for the beach, I'll go do that. Maybe when it gets closer to sunset, I'll do that. Well, there's a little house down there. Oh, I wish I could go down there and see that. I don't even think I got it on camera. It was so tiny. It's on the edge of the cliff. That's the cool kind of house I want. I don't have that type of money though. I'm pretty sure this is like $1 billion real estate. I'm not sure it'd be worth it. It's also in a tsunami zone, so one tsunami, which is going to happen eventually, would destroy it. But I'd want to build inside the mountain, like under the road. You could build a cool little bomb shelter. Oh, there's more cabins over here. Look at that. Now open Oregon house. Oh, they're vacation rentals. That'd be kind of neat. They're nice down there. I might look into that when I pick up a girlfriend somewhere. Bring her back here. She'll be like, oh, you're so worldly. And I'll be like, yeah, I've been all over the place. I've been all over the world. Pretty sweet. And very charming. Up, and I'll just floor it and drive right off the cliff. Whee! Wow, as far as the eye can see. What the heck? Dude, America's the best place in the world. Look at that coast and the mountains. Soon the sun will be setting on this beautiful drive. I've been listening to some Jordan Peterson and some Carl Jung. The two are closely related in subject matter, and the latter is a big influence on the former. I've got a copy of Jung's unpublished Red Book, the Liber Novos journal, which took about 100 years to be released to the public. He's also got unreleased work still in the form of the Black Book journals, which he considers his most important work. This experiment involved a voluntary confrontation with the unconscious through willful engagement of what Jung later termed mythopoetic imagination, so you can only assume what he meant by that and what that entailed. The Black Books are supposed to be made available unedited soon, but I don't trust the people involved with that for the same reason Solzhenitsyn wasn't translated or made available for, however long. Carl Jung recorded these Black Books deliberately. He invoked fantasies or visions in the Black Books, or what he later described as a voyage of discovery to the other pole of this world, which was not a physical pole, but the manifestation of the psyche inside his own mind. My soul, where are you? Do you hear me? I speak, I call you, are you there? I have returned, and I am here again. I have shaken off the dust of the lands from my feet, and I have come to you. I am with you. After long years of long wandering, I have come to you again. Do you still know me? How long the separation lasted. Everything has become so different. And how did I find you? How strange my journey was. What words should I use to tell you on what twisted paths the good star has guided me to you? Give me your hand, my almost forgotten soul. How warm the joy at seeing you again, you long disavowed soul. Life has led me back to you, my soul. My journey should continue with you. I will wander with you and ascend to my solitude. When I'm driving and have my audiobooks playing, it's actually kind of a double-edged sword. Even when I get to my destination, I'm not always in the mood to get out and do the exploring that I originally wanted to do. I want to keep reading and learning. Also, when I hit record on the camera, which is also my phone, which is also my MP3 player, it screws up some of my playback. But that's not too big of a deal. But we've listened to too much philosophy audiobooks today, so we have to get out and we have to stretch our legs. We can't come all this way and not hang out on the beach a bit and watch the sunset. Where's the meaning in life? I was promised meaning in life, and I don't know where it is. Is it out there? Some people say it's out there. Could be all around. I don't know. I haven't found it yet. Still looking. I'm kind of with Norm Macdonald on this one. I don't really get the appeal of sunsets. I think I'm supposed to like them. And in some way I do, because I feel like that's what you're supposed to like. But I can find just as much meaning as driving away from it as I get to watching it. I guess that's just me. Now I'm going to get sand in the van. I hope it was worth it. Probably got another hour before sunset. I was listening to Jordan Peterson on the way up, and he was talking about nothing in my life has been a mistake. Anything that he put effort in, he was rewarded with. But it wasn't always the reward he was thinking. He always learned something. But it wasn't always apparent what he was going to learn when he went into it. And I've learned a lot driving across the country, but I don't know what it is. Can't crystallize it yet. I think there's still more to learn. But that's good. I guess I got a lot of time. But it's always shorter than we think it is. love that lighthouse architecture type deal. I really like that. I'd like to call attention to Exhibit A. This idiot. I'm sitting here in a van on the Oregon coast, sitting here playing World of Warcraft. Like, why? This is the pinnacle of human advancement, to allow me to play video games in a van. This is it. We made it, you guys. We can pat ourselves on the back. Humans, we did it. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me as we drive up the coast today. I hope you guys had a good week. You can check out the video description for social media stuff, all the links to that, and van life gear like t-shirts, portable stoves, solar power stuff, that sort of thing. Check it out if you like.